Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Throne Rod's Garage, and in this video I have a laundry list full of things to repair up there at the farm. As you can tell, I'm at the John Deere dealership. I got to pick up a few parts here. I already stopped at our local feed and farm supply, Hirsch, here in town, and had to pick up quite a few supplies there as well. And I'll go through everything that I'll work on when I get to the shop. Well, I haven't made it to the shop yet to go over what I have to do, but I needed to stop at the John Deere here because this is on the list of today. But you got to lube everything up before you get out here and just attack it. So I'm going to, let's see, that's already lubed. I just need to get that really, really, really good. Don't want any issues. So go to the other side. Perfect. Now I'm going to go ahead and go back to the shop, like I said, fill out a whole to-do list for the day, and then we'll get started. There's a lot. Well, not everything's at the shop. Everything is at the machine shed, barn, usual. Not everything's at the shop that needs fixed. But anyhow, I did make my list, and I'll show you guys. Here's the list. Don't mind my handwriting. It's not the prettiest, but it's legible. So first on the list, we have a bad boy mower that I need to put the deck level switch and replace the deck belt. Then the Polaris Ranger is kind of starting hard, and he said that it is getting a little hot. About 219 is what he told me, which is not good. The 2015 Honda Pilot has a headlight out. Chainsaw needs a throttle trigger replaced. The weed eater needs to replace the carburetor, which I already have. And of course the John Deere, which you just seen. I lubed up the inner tie rods so we can replace them, install the jack caps on the gooseneck. Lots of stuff. It's small and tedious, so it shouldn't take too long on a lot of this stuff. So I'll just take you guys along. I won't get in huge in depth, but just more of a follow me along today and see how bad everything is. And I'm at the spot where both the mowers are. This is the 54-inch cut one. That's a 60. The 60 is usually pretty good. So first I'm gonna go ahead and replace this deck leveling switch. Just remove these 4 screws. Don't lose them. Put this up. If you guys can see that or not, this is the switch. So just unhook it and then pry out the switch, which is usually kind of a booger because they machine fit these things perfect. Got it. Of course, always make sure you put it the correct way. Up will be the side, down this way. Shouldn't matter, doesn't matter, but if you're used to one mower being that way, it's nice to keep it that way on both. Up, down, click it in place. Plug it back in. Turn the key on, make sure it works. Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and put the deck all the way down so I can get that belt on a lot easier. Perfect. Put the screws back in, switch is done. The reason why we replaced that switch is the rocker was springy on one side and not on the other. And if you weren't careful, it would constantly try to lift itself up and usually blew a fuse. Oh no, we're missing a screw for this guy. I'll have to go back to the shop, see if I can find a screw and a bolt for that. Or bolt and a nut, sorry. Now doing this deck belt, it's not as bad as what you think. It's got a belt diagram down here. You just follow it, reroute everything just fine. And usually goes pretty sweet and simple. I saved the rear, putting it on the PTO back there last because, well, why not? Just follow the routing and you'll be good. Oh, sorry, bumped you guys. I just come back here to the back and get down here on the ground. All the way up here, all the way back. Make sure everything doesn't slip off the pulleys like it just did. On quite a few of them, actually. This one. This one. There is a better way of doing it because the spring can be a bear. Some models have a nice notch cut into the tensioner spring bracket to be able to use a 1/2-inch drive ratchet, which makes it really nice. I usually just come back here, grab the edge of the belt, and just twist it onto the PTO. Just like that. Always double check. Trip over the belts or the grass chute. Always just double check. Make sure everything's in place like it needs to be. Everything looks pretty good. No, it doesn't. It's off over there. Morning. Now it's all good. Perfect. Well, that mower is all set. New deck belt, new deck switch. Fluids are all topped off. It's ready to go. I checked all the fluids on this one. They're good to go. So I went ahead. Actually, I need to go ahead and mark off on the list. Maybe out of the way. It's windy today. So let's go ahead and mark this one off. I'm not going to do all these in any particular order. I'm just going to go ahead and just see what's next on the list. I'm probably going to hit the Ranger, and I think the Pilot is over there as well. So then the rest of this I'll come back to. Found the Honda Pilot. Let's turn on the lights. He said that the passenger side beam is out. Let's see. Sure is. Let's take a gander. All right, these are LEDs, so might be a connected issue. Let me put you guys down. I'm gonna take a look. Okay, that's for the high beam. Where's the low beam one? Right there. Well, it's connected, fan's working, but it's not coming on, so it's probably no good. I have to tell him that you need to get a new LED light bulb for it. I'll probably just get one on order anyways. So, no good on that end. The Ranger. We meet again. Now, most of the time, these overheat because the radiator gets full and clogged, and there's a lot of little seeds and everything from going out in the fields, of course. In the radiator, I'll make sure that the coolant is full. But he said it's kind of having a hard time starting, so let's see what it has to say. Fuel pump, kick up. I would say the battery's probably shot. Well, guess I'm going to go ahead and take the battery out and go put it on the charger. Well, got the seat, the container out of the way. Yeah, this is going to be a dirty, messy mess. Oh, well, that's probably part of the reason too. That's not good. Well, now that it's out, boy, those terminals are corroded. I'm going to clean them up really good, put it on the charger, and then tinker with the chainsaw. Now for this Stihl MS291, it needs a thumb throttle. It's kind of broken, but these just flip right up and slide out of the way. This new kit comes with a new one, new trigger and everything. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just pull out the broken part of the trigger, all of it, and you may have to pull this cover off so you can get up here to this little throttle linkage. It's way up in there. Let's see if I can get better lighting. There we go. You got to get this little throttle rod off of the trigger. Once you do that, it's a matter of replacing it back, and you should have a throttle. I'll go ahead and put it all in there, and I'll show you. Now, I failed to mention that the new trigger, you see that little hole there, is held in by a pin here that you'll have to hammer out gently, of course, and that will help pull out the rest of the old one. And you put the spring in place, you put the throttle linkage here, slide it back in, make sure the spring is in the correct position, and put the pin back in, and then you have the safety palm piece that allows, it's a lock. So if your hand's not holding the whole thing, you can't pull the trigger. This did come with a new handle. I'll make sure that they're identical. They're a little different, so I'm going to use the old one because the old one fit perfect. So that in place, that in place, click. Throttle still works a little bit. There it goes. It just wasn't in place right. So I'm going to go ahead and put this all back together and see if we can get it started. This one's done. Well, it's starting to warm up, and as I just finished up the chainsaw, I noticed this in the back of the Ranger. That's part of a hay roller, and it's missing the little stopper, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that, head into town, grab the, well, I guess it's just a collar lock, so we can put it back on the one John Deere. Update on the battery for the Ranger. It is no good. So we had to get another one. And I did buy a brand new positive cable, so we don't have to worry about that corroded one. Will she start? Let's get the seat up out of the way. Perfect. All right, I guess I'm going to go ahead and button this thing up, and I'm going to take it to the shop because that radiator is still full, and I'm going to go ahead and get the radiator blown out at the shop. So far, just drove over here, it's doing good, but I know that radiator is pretty clogged, so I'm gonna go ahead and blow it out with the compressed air. Now that may not look like a lot, but all of that goes way under there. This floor was swept out before I brought it in. All of that grass seed, dirt, leaves, and everything was in the radiator and around the radiator. So that's all cleaned out now. I'm gonna go ahead and start it back up, let it run, and make sure that the cooling fan does kick on, because that could be part of the issue as well. There's a little relay up here that may not be kicking on, so I just want to make sure that it is. All right, the temperature is starting to rise. Go over here and see if the fan kicks on yet. There it goes. So the cooling fan's working. That's a good thing. And it's dropping. And the fan just shut off. Perfect. So I'm gonna back the thing out, clean up the shop real quick. Well, I didn't record working on the weed eater. I had one of the other guys up there, but I mean, the air filter box, 2 bolts, 2 lines, a throttle cable, put it all back together, fired right up and ran great. So next I'm gonna go ahead and put the plates on the jacks. They're just a cover to keep water out. And then I'm gonna head on to the John Deere and do the inner tie rods. And that should be the last bit of it for the day. The last bit on the list anyhow. Unless I get a phone call and they add more. You never know. All right, there we are. Got one on each jack. Sorry for the wind. It's very windy today. So go ahead and get this roller put back in place. Like I said, it's very windy today. And some of the tin is not very happy. Now I just have to tighten up that set screw. It's right there. Grease it up. I'm gonna go ahead and grease up the whole thing. That way, it's ready to be used. Wonderful. My adjustable hammer. Grab another one for right there. Got Well, the verdict is I don't have the correct wrench. I think it's an 1/16, 1/8. Don't know. My wrenches only go up to 1 inch. And I don't have a torch for heat. I could not get either of the inner tie rods broke loose. It is seized on there too tight. My crescent wrenches kept slipping. The sheet metal is about to drive me nuts because it keeps flapping. But everything else on the list is done. I did order the headlights for the Pilot, so that's a good thing. That's the only thing that isn't completely fixed yet, but it has been assessed. Weeders fixed, chainsaws fixed. The trailer jacks have the new caps put on top to keep water out of the jacks. The mower's fixed, and the hay roller got that wheel put back on there. So, or spike, wheel spike, maybe. I don't know the proper terms, but got all that set. Anyways, sorry to disappoint. Didn't get the tie rods put on, but I mean, it happens. You win some, you lose some. Anyhow, it wasn't very pressing. I mean, the tractor still runs and drives and moves just fine. I put it on the list for something to do in case I ran out of things to do, which on a farm, you never run out of things to do. If farmers out there, you know that. But anyhow, I appreciate you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.